The courtroom was filled with a heavy silence, the kind that only comes when justice is about to be served. People shifted in their seats, waiting for the next case to be called. Then the doors at the back creaked open, and a young man entered. He didn't walk in with humility or nervousness like most defendants. No, he strutted in, shoulders back, chin raised, lips curled into a mocking grin. Every step echoed across the courtroom floor, and with each step, his arrogance became clearer. He wasn't intimidated by the judge, the law, or the crowd watching him. Instead, he snickered under his breath, as if he found the entire process amusing. To him, this was just another day, another inconvenience. Nothing worth taking seriously. But the judge at the bench noticed immediately. Years of experience had sharpened his eyes to spot arrogance the moment it appeared, and this young man practically radiated it. The judge knew exactly what type he was dealing with. A cocky defendant who thought the rules didn't apply, someone who believed he could outsmart the system or laugh his way through it. As the young man took his seat, he leaned back, hands crossed behind his head, his smirk never fading. The spectators in the gallery began whispering among themselves, shocked at his blatant disrespect. Even the bailiff, a man who had seen his fair share of unruly defendants, shook his head in quiet disbelief. When the judge finally addressed him, the young man gave little more than half-hearted answers, each one laced with mockery. His tone suggested he believed he was smarter than everyone else in the room. At one point, he even chuckled, brushing off the charges as if they were nothing. That was when the judge's patience began to wear thin. He leaned forward, his voice low and sharp, reminding the young man that this was a court of law, not a stage for performance. The judge made it clear that every smirk, every laugh, every display of arrogance was not only disrespectful, but dangerous. Still, the young man shrugged, whispering something under his breath, laughing to himself. The gallery gasped. The judge's eyes narrowed, and then came the sound that snapped the entire courtroom to attention. Bang! The gavel slammed against the bench, a sound so sharp it cut through the air like lightning. The young man flinched. For the first time since he entered, his grin faltered. The judge's voice rose, commanding the room with an authority that could not be ignored. Enough, the judge thundered. This behavior stops now. You may think this is a joke, but let me assure you, it is not. If you continue down this path, you will not walk out of here today. You will leave in handcuffs, and you will start serving your sentence immediately. The silence that followed was deafening. The young man's smirk was gone. His shoulders sank slightly, his eyes darted nervously, and his laughter had evaporated completely. He looked around the room, suddenly realizing that nobody was amused. Not the spectators, not the bailiff, and certainly not the judge. The weight of the situation began pressing down on him, crushing the false bravado he had carried in. The judge, calmer now but still firm, leaned back in his chair and spoke with measured authority. He explained that he had seen far too many people like this defendant, young, reckless, blinded by arrogance. They believed nothing could touch them, that the law was just an inconvenience. But the truth, the judge said, was that the law was unyielding. It didn't care about attitude, pride, or ego. Those who mocked it only set themselves up for harsher consequences. The judge's words grew heavier as he warned the defendant that life itself would be far less forgiving than the courtroom. You think this is amusing now, the judge said, his voice steady, but arrogance is a trap. It will destroy you. If you don't correct yourself today, tomorrow will bring harsher lessons, and some of those lessons may cost you your freedom permanently. By now, the young man had lowered his head. His hands fidgeted nervously in his lap. His earlier confidence drained from him completely. The audience sat frozen, watching the transformation unfold.